Well, hello, folks. It's Saturday, and the 16th of August, and I'm here because I forgot to show the passport yesterday, and I thought to myself this morning, yeah, I'll go ahead and get back on. I actually do rather enjoy doing this. So, cheers, people. Here we are, Saturday morning. So I grabbed the stack. I grabbed that stack and then forgot it yesterday. So I grabbed it again. Same stack. Um, I also want to share that I noticed in the comments. This kind of to me is heartwarming that some folks regarding the Klaus Doldinger Das Boot film and soundtrack. Some folks started a whole conversation with each other in German. It's like, wow, that's pretty cool. You know that people are. I know that this is a public place, and how other people perceive it is out of my control. So the fact that it's me talking, that my perception is that this is my domain, but it's public, and so people come and go and speak as they please. I liked that. I just liked seeing that, and I also want to say to the person that apologized again, you don't have to apologize to me. I don't know why you're saying you're sorry, or I hope your dad's okay. But I get the impression perhaps you're the sort of person who apologizes when you don't need to. You don't need to apologize to me. I was just checking. You know what I'm saying? And another reason why I got on this morning is because a couple things. It's a golden ear day. I can't predict it, so it's like I thought I'd share that. There's no pattern to it. I wish my friend Gunnar could have days where the tinnitus takes a bit of a break. It's there, but it's real low today, real low. And the cat that has adopted me was there this morning. Plus, yesterday, I get a kick out of these cats. I do. I was went out in the kitchen, was doing something, washing dishes, and I look up, and outside my kitchen window is my driveway, my car, and I look up, and there's a cat sitting up on the car, on top of the car roof, looking at me, just so cute. And so this morning, when I opened my front door to get that morning air, there he or she is again. I don't know that it's a he or a she, but it's a particular one. There are several cats, but this one has adopted me. And I spoke to them, and I love the way they look at me. So I went to open the door to see if they would get up and run, and they didn't. Now, I'm not going to push it, so that was nice. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Maybe eventually they'll let me pet them, and at the same time, because they're feral, it might be best to not touch them. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what they're carrying? Cheers. So I grabbed the portion of my collection, and here comes Ray. Out for his morning ride. Well, I don't know. I don't know what he does in the morning. So anyway, right next to Passport in my collection is Joe Pass, virtuoso. May as well talk about him. I was not again, but I was recently watching something. I forget what, but Joe Pass came up, and a discussion was being had about musicians who are don't have musical knowledge, but are brilliant. Like Joe Pass, I would have assumed that he could read music and knew all that stuff. He's just like me, plays from the gut, and he was a virtuoso and a horrible junkie, unfortunately too. But if you've never heard Joe Pass, like the album cover says here, The Giants, Oscar Peterson, Joe Pass, and is it Ray Brown? Yep. Something to know, something to expose yourself to. I remember Charlie Parker, Joe Pass. He was amazing. He could play with such depth and willful abandon to the melody and the moment. And it just play things like you would just kind of be jaw dropping. It's like, how did he play that and where did that come from? Joe Pass, Montreux, 77. I love guitar music. This man was brilliant. And virtuoso number 3. Rest in peace, Joe Pass. Heading towards the passport. What's next? Pass into silence. Calm like a mill pond on compact. Here's one that I have to listen to. I think it's ambient. Keep moving forward towards. See, I do enjoy this for several reasons. Looking at these records bring up memories, thoughts. So like The Passage, before we get to Passport, The Passage, Dick Witt's band. When Mark Burgess of the Chameleons came over to the house after we played together the first time, and he came in here and saw my collection, he freaked out. But he doubly freaked out when he saw that I have records by this band. He says, nobody knows about The Passage. And in Manchester, where he's from, hope I got that right, Dick Woods is highly revered, if I understand what he said correctly, by the local musicians. Unique band that came out of punk and post-punk. No guitars, organ. Really cool band. I like The Passage. 12-inch single, Taboos. And this album, I think, is just amazing. Pin Drop. If you don't know The Passage, like someone mentioned Comsat Angels. Man, I used to cover Comsat Angels in my band Digital Sex. We covered them. We played Island Heart. And Waiting for a Miracle, I got all the Comsat Angels records. We're getting there, folks, to Passport. Wave. 12-inch single. And then this is out of order, so I will put that over here. Passions, Passport, yep. Michael and Miranda. They had a minor hit about I'm in love with a TV star or some kind of shit. But this album, Michael and Miranda, post-punk kind of scratchy, but actually more melodic than that. Really good, real good band. One of those bands that's like, looked like they were going to be in league with everyone else, and then all of a sudden they're gone. Okay, so I need some more plastics badly. So when it comes to Passport, I am so glad that I kept this. This was my introduction to Passport. It's the American comp of their first 2 albums on Reprise. And I got turned onto this by my friends, the Reese brothers, who were the Air Force brats. Yes, this is it. This is because it's got scratches. I know it like the back of my hand. Love this album. Fairy Tale. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, when I was able to upgrade and get a decent copy of it, you better believe I did. But to get But to get things right, I was able to, years ago, score Passport's very first album, Goldinger, a German import. Lothar Mead, who was in Emondul as well, was in the band. Udo Lindenberg, who became, if I understand correctly, a lot of you folks from Germany, just talk to me, let me know. I think Udo Lindenberg became a big pop star. Really good band. Love it. And then I was able to score an actual copy of the second Passport German import. This is some of my favorite music from that time period. Absolutely. And then, sort of in order, the next one is Handmade, which I don't think this ever came out in the US, which is a shame. The last song on the album is an absolute favorite, The Quiet Man. The title tells it. It's just one of those, this is the way I want life to feel more often than not, is the way that track goes, The Quiet Man. I do try to write music not like Passport, but that Quiet Man is an example of the type of music that I try to make. Here's that Goldinger Jubilee that I showed the other day, 3 LP set. And then I have this other one, don't I? Oh, don't tell me. I have another one. Where the hell is it? See, I have work to do. Okay. I have another multiple album set of Passport, don't I? Anyway, we'll keep going. So Looking Through was a big one for me when this came out. And I've had several copies of this. As you can see, I got 75 cents used. Love this album. Kurt Kress on drums. This is when I think Passport was really coming into their best period. There it is. Okay. And then Cross Collateral. Wandry's art studio did the covers, which I like that uniformity of the covers. Then here, this Goldinger Jubilee Concert with Brian Auger and my Uncle Johnny Griffin, Alexis Corner, vocal Kriegel, Pete York. Another one I have to play. It's been a while. A few more. Iguazu, named after that waterfall. This is good. You know, Goldinger definitely had a formula, but when it was really at its height, like with the albums Cross Collateral, this album, Infinity Machine, and Looking Through, I think those are like the pinnacle of the Passport days to my ears. This is when it was really, they had an approach, but it wasn't formulaic to the point that it was starting to become forgettable. Like, in some ways, their albums, I guess, when it comes to the general public, they became kind of like passe, I guess. I still like all the Passport records I have here. Garden of Eden. This is a good one. What year is this? 1978. He always had good players in his band, always. Passport Ocean Liner. Yeah, this is the period where it's like I almost don't know these records, but I do. Few more. Blue Tattoo. Like I say, I've got most of these used for next to nothing. Earthborn. And every album has something of value. It's worth listening to. Kurt Kress is back on this one. Man in the Mirror. He's still alive. Someone let me know. He's like, I guess, about 89. Bless him. And the last two that I have on vinyl are Running in Real Time. Don't remember this one. And Heavy Nights. Passport's a good band. And what comes after Passport in my collection? The Pastels. It's like one of those bands that came out of is it the C90 sort of scene where these guys are, well, it's a mix. There was a girl in the band for a while. It's like, it's the songs. They're not that good of players, but these songs are cool. And it wasn't that long ago that I listened to the song Crawl Babies. That was my introduction to the band, seeing that video of them on Snub TV. So that's what I want to share. Other than work, because it's just, I'm just in flames as far as writing right now and recording. It's just every day. But I did listen to Dead Bees on a Cake by David Sylvian last night. And what struck me was, as much as I like this music, I thought that the production on this album seemed a bit muted. It's like, this is a reissue. I think it's remastered. I thought to myself, I was actually expecting it to sound better than it did. Last thing I'll show is Koisame on the Orange Milk label, which I discovered, and interesting label. Seems to be electronic oriented, kind of hard to describe, almost like video game music sometimes, but I like this sort of thing. And Obani Keshi is the name of the album. So yeah, I enjoy this time actually in the morning, and for the most part, it does kind of help me get my day started in a good way. Part of a nice routine that I have here. So there was this show last night by a band that I really like and I collect. I didn't go though. Clan of Zymox. Zymox played here. They're from Europe. I've seen them before. And so it's like I knew that I know their music and I like it, but I didn't miss anything. And I see this morning on Facebook several posts by people who went to the show, and I like their songs. I didn't need to be there and don't feel like I missed anything at all. But they played here, and I like Zymox. I do. Ronnie. To close out, because it's sitting here, a couple days ago, I endeavored to play a little bit of this. Yes, Union. This album gets clobbered by many fans and critics, and I see why. Some of this is absolutely terrible, but there's parts in here that's yes, and I like it. I like enough of it. Put it like that. So we're in a heat advisory, and so I just plan to just take it easy. Just like last night, there was a show I could have gone to. I see in the pictures from the show last night, I knew half the audience. It would have been fun, social. But that was something that Otis Douglas and I talked about. He's 5 years older than me. We still love life, but some of the stuff that you deal with, going out, shows, bars and stuff, I'm over it. I never liked bars anyway. So anyway, family, Stephanie, how are things going? Kareem, Adrian, Sean, everybody. Hope you're all okay. Folks who I haven't heard from in a while, like LE, don't know what happened to LE. I hope nothing bad, but at the same time, because I don't know people, people may pass away and I'll never know, but they were there, then suddenly they're not. I just want to say that I appreciate that you folks feel comfortable when you come visit and watch my videos to be yourselves. Um, I do want to promote a good feeling amongst people and the idea of acceptance of the self and one another. We need that bad, folks. We need it real bad. So be part of the solution, people. Show your love. Take care.